Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, today we are going to be going over the latest episode of Snowfall, Season 5, Episode number 6, called The Illiad Part 2. Alright guys, let's get into this recap. Okay, so in this episode, we see that Franklin and Oso are still trapped in the cage with Raja the tiger in the next cage over. Okay, so while Franklin freaks out and yells for help, Oso sits back, calmly examining the cage, and this helps him to figure out how the crazy old man will let Raja in to eat them. So he takes his belt and ties the cages together. This way, when old MacDonald comes to feed them to Raja, he won't be able to. And this causes him to climb to the top of the cage and try to pry the cage open, right? But Oso, who is always assessing the situation, kicks the cage, causing it to shake, and the old man loses his balance and his leg is now inside the cage. And Raja jumps up and bites his freaking leg off, okay? And so now that Raja is distracted, Oso and Franklin, they get the key and they let themselves out. But it doesn't stop there, guys, because once they escape, they run into the essays again, and they want to know where that bag of money is. But since Franklin and Oso claimed they were jacked for it, the essays grab them up, take Oso and Franklin back to this shop, and tie them up so that they can hopefully beat them up enough for them to want to give up the location of the money bag. But eventually they get out of this situation too, because Franklin tells the essays that if they let him live, he'll take them to the stash. But they make Oso stay there for collateral. And Oso had no faith that Franklin was going to come back for him, okay? Because he don't trust nobody. So anyway, we know what happens, right, guys? Franklin takes the essays back to old MacDonald's house, whose real name is James, okay? All right, and Raja comes out of nowhere and attacks one of the essays. This allows Franklin to knock the leading essay out and take his gun. Next thing you know, Uncle Jerome gets the word that Franklin is safe, and him and Leon go to pick him up. And once they get to Franklin, they go rescue my man Oso, okay? They were also able to get the money bag as well, which I didn't think was going to happen, okay? And then we also get to see that Raja is on the prowl in these streets, okay, honey? And to be honest, I don't know how he got out the cage in the first place, okay? I know that the cage that Oso and Franklin were in, that was left open. But remember, the cage that Raja was in also closed that back. So I don't know if Raja took his big old paw and he's smart enough and he lifted up that sucker and got himself out. But listen, he got out. That's all I know. Confusing to me, but he got out. Okay. Now, let's talk about Veronique, guys, who decided to leave Franklin. This is because Sissy felt the need to be honest with Veronique and tell her that this is not the first or last time these kind of things will happen, i.e. shootouts and things, okay? Now, either Sissy was really trying to look out for her unborn grandchild, or she was trying to protect her son from a huge con artist, okay? Because Veronique thought it was a great idea to tell Sissy that her mom taught her the con life, had her in Paris and at carnivals and so much more, guys, just conning away, okay? And forging signatures, that's something very important. She knows how to forge signatures, guys. Now, as a mother, I would be very skeptical of a chick like Veronique, okay? Sure, people can change, but the way she been moving seems sus to me, okay? Now, before we move on, I'm going to say that I feel like they tried to make Veronique seem like she wasn't untrustworthy in this episode, especially since she was distancing herself from Franklin. Like she decided, oh, I just need my distance. You know, you can't keep me safe and this and that and the third, right? But I still don't trust her, guys, because she's still going to be working at the office. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's not going to have access to Franklin and all the plans that she's been having thus far. All right. So another thing is I want y'all to remember that I had two parts to my theory about Veronique. The first part was that she can't be trusted and that she's out to get Franklin. The second part of it is that if Veronique is truly innocent and she's not out to get Franklin, then she's going to be killed, okay, as a casualty of war. Now, this whole situation of her getting killed will have Franklin turn monstrous, all right? And that was a part of my theory, okay? It's going to make Franklin lose his freaking mind, all right? Now, we also see that Kevin's big brother Kane is back, okay? He's back home from jail, and he's been home for some months now, okay? Which gave him time to closely watch Franklin's crew and all their moves. And I gotta give it to him, okay? He bided his time well, which shows that he knows how to exercise patience, which also makes him very dangerous, okay? But his first attempt was a fail, so he promises Franklin that he's coming back with better shooters who ain't gonna miss. Now, I think Veronique will be killed from this, guys. She's gonna be killed from this feud if she's innocent. I'm saying if she's innocent, okay? But like I said, we still got to see what this chick is up to, okay? Shoot, she might be working with Kane for all I know, and that's his baby, you know what I'm saying? Not Franklin's. All right. Now, moving on, guys. Jerome is pissed and disappointed that Peaches was behind this situation. At least that's what they got it looking like, okay? But we don't know what happened, really. As far as I'm concerned, Peaches don't have a reason to betray the Saints. So I'm still feeling like there's way more to the story, you know? But whatever happened, Peaches gave up the stash spot. Okay, because as Franklin said, the only way they would know for sure that it was Peaches was if the stash was hit, and it was. And only Peaches and Franklin knew about it, okay? And Uncle Jerome feels really betrayed, guys, because he was like, ain't no way this is Peaches. So while we're on the subject of Uncle Jerome, I'm afraid that he might have sealed his fate in this episode, guys, okay? Because he had to beat the brakes off this dude who was, out of line. And I mean, I don't understand why the dude was acting so hostile. Maybe they working for Kane too. I don't know. But Uncle Jerome beat him up. And when he was leaving, he says, get that trigger next time, nigga. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. Like, I'm feeling like this guy is going to come back when Uncle Jerome least expected. Like, it's probably going to be to a point where everybody thinks everything is all good and the war is over. It's looking like happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, they looking like they won. And then out of nowhere, here comes this guy killing Uncle Jerome. Like, that right there would be freaking heartbreaking, guys. But I'm really afraid that that's the route that they're going to go, man. Oh my freaking gosh, man. Ugh. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much the recap. We saw Teddy in this episode as well with Parissa. And I think she wants like 500K now because she found the coke. I'm not interested in Teddy. I've really never been interested in Teddy that much anyway. So I won't really bring him up that much unless he's probably talking to Franklin. But there was also an interesting conversation with Avi and Franklin. And I just liked how Avi was kind of, telling Franklin that they're different. Like Avi says, he's always been a soldier. He's only known one way of life. And, he's only one way. And so because he's that way, that's what he's always been, right? But he tells Franklin that Franklin can do anything. And because of that, he has a war within himself, And I just thought that was a very deep conversation. The fact that Franklin could do anything and he found himself in this life, yo, that's messed up. It really is. But anyway, guys, that was the video for today. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
I have no choice. But you could do anything. You could be anything. It's all in you. It all wants to come out. I go from war to war, whereas a man like you has the war inside.